Right now, with the older workforce opting to stay longer, and now the millennial generation coming into the workplace, probably for the first time we have 4 generations of people who are in the workplace. And sometimes you might need to do training with managers in terms of how they might need to manage the different age groups of people they might have working in the company. Because people bring kind of a general different background. Now these are generalities. It doesn't mean that every person in these generations have these attributes. But in general, the traditionalists are disciplined, they're diplomatic, good manners are very important, they respect authority. The baby boomers, which is my generation, a little bit more skeptical, more money motivated, but ethics and values are still very important. Then you have the Gen Xers. They have more of a sense of independence. They have a kind of a distrust for the older generations. They're creative, they're entrepreneurial. They're also technologically very savvy and can be very helpful in the IT area. And they're also more comfortable with change as things change quickly. And then you have the millennials, which are the new kids coming out of college now. I have a twin niece and nephew who graduated last year, and I have to say, this rings true about being the most supervised kids in history. My sister checked every single grade on every single paper and even monitored their test scores while they're in college. She got online and knew their scores before they did on the tests. And my nephew's out working, he still calls his mother every day. They respect authority. They need constant affirmation, and this is very important. If you remember growing up, you may participate in like a sports league, and the top 1 or 2 get a trophy. Now when kids go to a sporting event, who gets trophies?
Everybody.
Everybody. And if you think about that, always these kids need affirmation. They're taught, you're all winners, and you're competing and you're winning. And for me in the workplace, I want my manager to give me a project, leave me alone for a month, and I'll tell them what I did. But for the younger generation, they might need a lot more constant affirmation. They might need the manager to come each day and say, hey, you're making great progress, let me see what you're doing. They need to be stroked a little bit more than the older generation. So if you're aware of the generational diversities, you can be more effective as a manager. So it's very important to give this kind of training to people.